Hello and welcome to Firstpost Spotlight, where we bring you stories that matter to you from all across the world. From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, we shed light on issues that shape our world. I'm Alison LaGrange, coming to you live from Durban, South Africa. Let's begin with the top headlines. Ukraine launches drone attacks targeting Russia's capital Moscow. Following the attack, flights were halted at multiple Moscow airports. The Israeli military announces that it has intercepted a missile launched from Yemen for the second time in less than 12 hours. The European Union lawmakers approved tariffs on fertilizer imports from Russia, despite European farmers' fears that the move could send prices soaring. A Thailand court orders former Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra to pay over $300 million as a fine for losses incurred under her administration's rice purchase program over a decade ago. And the approval rating of Japan's Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba's cabinet falls to the lowest ever at 20.9% as his government battles a consequential rice price hike. Hello and welcome. It's been a month since the April 22nd Pahalgam terror attack, when Pakistan-sponsored terrorists gunned down 26 unarmed civilians. While India responded to this ghastly terror attack by striking 9 terror hubs in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, New Delhi continues to underline that its Operation Sindoor has just paused, not ended. In the latest, Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Mil Air Base in Rajasthan, which Pakistan failed to strike on the 8th of May. In a fiery warning, Prime Minister Modi pointed to Pakistan's Rahim Yar Khan Air Base, destroyed in Indian retaliation, as a reminder of the price India's neighbour will have to pay for exporting terror. Referring to the abeyance of the Indus Water Treaty with Pakistan, Prime Minister Modi suggested that blood and water will not flow together. Listen in.
पाकिस्तान ने इस एयरबेस को भी निशाना बनाने की कोशिश की थी, लेकिन वो इस एयरबेस को रत्ती भर भी नुकसान नहीं पहुंचा पाया। और वहीं यहां से कुछ ही दूर सीमा पार पाकिस्तान का रहीम यार खान एयरबेस है। पता नहीं आगे कब खुलेगा। आईसीयू में पड़ा है। भारत की सेना के अचूक प्रहार ने इस एयरबेस को तहस नहस कर दिया है। साथियों, पाकिस्तान के साथ न ट्रेड होगा न टॉक। अगर बात होगी तो सिर्फ पाकिस्तान के कब्जे वाले कश्मीर की, पीओके की। और अगर पाकिस्तान ने आतंकियों को एक्सपोर्ट करना जारी रखा तो उसको पाई पाई के लिए मोहताज होना होगा। पाकिस्तान को भारत के हक का पानी नहीं मिलेगा। भारतीयों के खून से खेलना पाकिस्तान को महंगा पड़ेगा।
Referring to Sindoor, or the red vermilion worn by married Hindu women, the Prime Minister underlined the way Pahalgam terrorists specifically targeted Hindu men and thereby wiped the Sindoor off Hindu women's foreheads. Prime Minister Modi then pointed to the destruction caused by Indian missiles on terror hubs in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The Prime Minister said the world has seen what happens when Sindoor turns into gunpowder. Listen in.
22 तारीख के हमले के जवाब में हमने 22 मिनट में आतंकियों के 9 सबसे बड़े ठिकाने तबाह कर दिए। दुनिया ने और देश के दुश्मनों ने भी देख लिया कि जब सिंदूर बारूद बन जाता है तो नतीजा क्या होता है।
As Prime Minister Modi underlined India's anti-terror doctrine, the Indian forces continued to neutralize Pakistan-backed terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir. Earlier this morning, a gunfight erupted between security forces and Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir's Kishtwar. The encounter was underway with at least 2 of the 4 trapped terrorists neutralized so far. With the latest encounter, the Indian Armed Forces have eliminated 8 armed terrorists, including a top Lashkar-e-Taiba commander, since the last month's Pahalgam terror attack. India continues its military action against Pakistan-backed terrorism, with forces eliminating several terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir. Prime Minister Modi has made it clear that there will be no talk of trade or diplomacy with Pakistan until Rawalpindi stops exporting the cross-border terrorism. India's focus now remains on securing the region after establishing deterrence against future attacks. And let's shift our focus to a rare admission of failure from North Korea. A ceremony intended to showcase the growing might of Pyongyang's naval fleet instead ended in what leader Kim Jong-un himself has described as a criminal act. State media outlet KCNA has reported that a newly launched 5,000-ton destroyer suffered a significant accident during its rollout in the eastern port city of Chongjin. Now, according to the report, the vessel appeared to lose balance, resulting in damage to sections of its hull. An unusually swift and candid statement from Pyongyang quoted Kim Jong-un as delivering a stern assessment, blaming absolute carelessness, irresponsibility, and inexperienced command and operational carelessness for the embarrassing incident. Kim Jong-un reportedly also said that the damage had brought the dignity and self-respect of the state to a collapse. Following the incident, North Korea's supreme leader ordered the vessel to be repaired before a key ruling Workers' Party meeting next month. South Korea's military has confirmed the incident, saying the stricken warship was now lying sideways in the water after the failed launch. Listen in.
The intelligence agencies of South Korea and the United States have been tracking and monitoring the launch movements of a large vessel at North Korea's Chongjin port in advance, and assess that the side launch has failed. Considering the size and scale, it is expected to be equipped with similar equipment to that of a Cho Hyun-class warship, and it is currently lying sideways in the water.
South Korea's military also reported that Pyongyang fired multiple cruise missiles around the time its state media reported the failure of the warship launch from an area south of the port. Reports from the US-based 38 North last week had indicated that the launch would be a side launch from the quay. According to military analysts, such a method has not been previously observed in launching warships in North Korea. The damaged vessel is the second 5,000-ton destroyer-class ship, the largest in the North Korean fleet, to be launched in recent weeks. The first, named the Cho Hyun, was touted by Pyongyang as being equipped with the most powerful weapons and slated for operation early next year. These launches are a part of Kim Jong-un's push to upgrade North Korea's naval power by adding vessels capable of carrying and launching dozens of missiles to its fleet. While North Korea is typically secretive about its failures, experts believe the rare and quick disclosure of this launch accident reflects Kim Jong-un's strategy of controlling information and holding officials accountable. Pyongyang has previously experienced accidents such as space launch vehicle failures and civilian disasters that have subsequently been used to promote the role of the leadership and the ruling Workers' Party in correcting the problems. Now, it remains to be seen if this strategy will continue to serve North Korea's supreme leader, or will it compel him to try a different tack to boost his PR. And moving on to the Philippines, in a stunning political shakeup, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has ordered all cabinet secretaries to submit their resignations, calling it a bold reset for his administration. The goal, according to President Marcos, is to overhaul the government and better meet the expectations of the public. This sweeping directive comes in the wake of a disappointing midterm election, where Marcos's camp failed to secure a full sweep of Senate seats, deepening fractures in an already divided legislature. The elections were, in part, seen as a battle between Marcos and his estranged Vice President, Sara Duterte, whose candidates outperformed expectations. Marcos has framed this cabinet overhaul as a response to growing public frustration, promising a harder focus on results. In a statement, Marcos said the cabinet overhaul is not about personalities, but performance, alignment, and urgency. The president said those who have delivered and continue to deliver will be recognized, but there is no place for complacency, and the time for comfort zones is over. Referring to the midterm election results, the president said that the people have spoken and they expect results, not politics, not excuses. The timing of the resignations comes at a critical point for the president, as his administration has seen a significant drop in public approval. According to a March survey by Pulse Asia, Marcos's approval rating plummeted to just 25%, a stark contrast to the 59% rating enjoyed by Vice President Sara Duterte. Observers say this dip is due to a series of missteps, including reports linking Marcos administration's cooperation with Interpol during the arrest of the former President Rodrigo Duterte on an ICC warrant. But towering above all issues is the cost of living crisis, and Filipinos are holding their president accountable. Critics argue Marcos has failed to rein in economic pressures, fueling public disillusionment despite inflation technically falling within the central bank's target range. As President Marcos moves ahead with his cabinet reset, will this gamble help him win back public trust, or will it deepen the cracks within his already fractured administration? The next few months will be critical as Marcos works to solidify his position in the second half of his 6-year term. And for our last story today, let's turn our attention to New Zealand, where the demand for its golden visas has increased sharply in the past 6 weeks under new, looser rules. What's worth noting here is the majority of the new applications are coming from the United States. The golden visa rules were eased in February as a part of Prime Minister Christopher Luxon's government's efforts to revitalize the nation's economy. The new scheme, which came into effect in April, includes some key changes, and these include the removal of English language requirements and a reduction in the investment threshold for the growth visa to approximately $3 million. The required time applicants must spend in New Zealand to establish residency has also been reduced from 3 years to just 21 days. The application process has also been cut to 11 days on average. Now, these changes appear to be having a tangible impact. According to New Zealand's Immigration Department, the revamped program has already attracted 65 new applications in the past 6 weeks. And 55 of these new applications came from the Donald Trump-led US. Now, this surge in interest from the US has prompted speculation about the underlying reasons. Experts suggest that the re-election of Donald Trump as the president is a significant catalyst. Experts believe that the uncertainty surrounding Trump administration's next move is prompting many wealthy Americans of differing political persuasions to seek residency abroad. Analysts also point to New Zealand benefiting from other countries, tightening their own golden visa programs, and the broader geopolitical instability, including the situation in Europe. Previous iterations of New Zealand's investment visa program faced scrutiny. In 2018, former Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern tightened the rules after concerns arose, particularly following the controversial granting of citizenship to billionaire tech entrepreneur Peter Thiel. Now, this sparked a national debate about the scale of land and housing sales to wealthy foreign individuals seeking a safe haven. Currently, only New Zealand residents, Australians and Singaporeans are permitted to buy property in the country. Prime Minister Luxon's government is now actively working to reverse many of the previous administration's policies, including easing the restrictions on foreign investment. Beyond economic factors, New Zealand's lifestyle and political stability are also proving to be strong draws. The significant increase in golden visa applications signals a potential influx of foreign investment and highlights New Zealand's growing appeal as a safe and stable destination in an increasingly uncertain world. And that's all we have on the show for today. We'll see you again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to Firstpost.
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines, detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you. Catch it all on Spotlight at 6 p.m. India time and 12:30 GMT.